Ride around town on my lowrider bicycle. That's from Beastie Boys, old classic Beastie Boys. Anyways, I've got some lowriders collecting here, and I need to get some more figures to go with them. So another set of these American Diorama guys. Lowriders number 3. Little scene, and they actually have that casting of that Auto World. There's the red version right there. Okay, standard stuff. Just gonna mount these on some packaging. This actual packaging I will use is chips so the figures don't fall over all the time. And this time I'm just gonna glue them to the paint because I'm pretty sure they're gonna break off from the going on an airplane. They do have these stickers, but that's more for temporary setups, you know? It's just double-sided tape. So, cut out some plastic. Okay, let's see. Let's do this bicycle one. I'm gonna do that. Get some nice smooth edges. Cut off the corners. You don't naturally have to cut off the corners, but I don't want to have pointy bits. That should be long enough. Okay. Got some Gorilla Glue, super glue here. Stabs a little bit on the bottom of the wheels here. Oh, that is probably too much. Take some extra plastic, wipe it off. And then actually you're gonna have to hold it in place until the glue sets. Being a bicycle, the people will probably stand on their own. But the people, in the past, I've actually used sandpaper so I can actually expose the metal of the feet, because if you don't, there's a good chance the paint will stick to the chip, but the figure might still fall off. But if it's, crazy glued to the actual casting of these people, these are cast metal, in case I didn't mention that before, they're not plastic. So I kind of like that because they have more weight to them, and the guys want to stand easier. The resin figures that you can find on eBay or AliExpress are fine and all, but without a plastic chip, they're really gonna, any wind will even knock them over pretty easily. So while I'm waiting for this glue to set on the bicycle, let's see if these guys will stand. This guy will obviously stand on his own. I'm just curious if this girl will. Yeah, she can stand on her own. This one. Yeah, she can stand on her own. Where's that other dude? Oh, this other dude's all about the bicycle, I think. Or, actually, maybe. He could... No. He's too back heavy. Alright, so I think the bicycle's set. This little doggy here. I think that dog is smoking. Dog's got like a cigarette or something. No eyeballs, though. Okay, nice little vest and a hat. Looks like a Shriner's dog or something. Alrighty, so this dude here, hands in his pocket. Seems alright. Pretty cool. Let's get a little glue on this guy. And they got some chips already waiting. So I like to set my guys diagonally across the chip. The reason why is because most likely this person, the way his feet are, would fall forward or backwards. But if the chip is, longer in both front and back, he'll be less susceptible to falling over, right? That's my theory, at least. And then this gal here. Since her feet are pretty tight, I'll put her on this smaller chip here. Oh, come on, the glue didn't set. Alright, and then this girl will go on this wider chip. See it? Well, I don't know if you saw, but the foot has a little bit of a casting flash. There's a little too much glue on that one. So, let's try to get this oriented here. Another nice thing about them being made of metal is if you screw up, you can just rip it off. You might have to touch up the paint a little bit, but, you know, the figure isn't going to be physically damaged. It's only the paint. But if it was a resin plastic figure, you'd have to be very careful, you know, trying to separate it, because the super glue is stronger than the actual plastic figure. See, I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's a puddle of crazy glue. That's going to craze. It's going to create a ghosting from the vapors. Unless, like, maybe if you put it in front of a fan, maybe the vapors won't cloud that plastic. But alright, so those guys are all set, or they're setting. So I think this bicycle is probably the strongest bond so far. So let's get this guy with the bike stance. And, well, I guess he's supposed to be in line with the bike because his hand is there. Yeah, I guess you could glue him to the bike if you want. But he also might be cool for like a convertible, which, let me see. I have this M2 Machines Bronco. Let's see if we can seat him in there. Let's get these guys away. Now, unfortunately, this Bronco interior is too small. Let's see if I have another convertible. I do not have another convertible with me, so... Well, anyways, the guy's pretty well molded to this bicycle. He was clearly designed to sit on this bike. It looks like even the bottom of his butt is meant to conform to the seat, you know. So that's cool. You could just glue him there if you don't want to deal with it. And then, well, actually, if you did that, you wouldn't need the chip at all, because then his feet would stabilize the bicycle. But since I've already... Well, you know what? Maybe I should rip it off. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to glue him to the bicycle and then remove the plastic piece. You know, so now I know the bicycle will be standing vertically. Yeah, it's a placeholder. Alright, let's try this out. Get the crazy glue back. So, a little bit of glue. I don't even know if it's necessary on the handlebar. It's more about the seat. Because if you put it on the handlebar, the glue might show up. Alright, so we're going to let that set. And then a little later, we'll rip off that plastic chip and see what it looks like. Darn it, see? The bike is leaning a little bit. So... Yeah, maybe I gotta do it out without this chip after all. Nope. I don't think there's I think there's an air gap, you see? Almost none of that glue got to the person. So, let's try it again. Well, I guess I am just going to put a dab right into this guy's butt. Crazy glue his butt. It's a pretty big dab. need to be able to see the bicycle's alignment. Versus his hand. Is his hand okay? Sorry if I'm blocking the view, but alright, well, here's the issue. He's gonna always lean. Right now, both of his feet are not touching the ground. But he is centered with the bike is vertical. So I think it's actually maybe designed purposely that he's leaning the bike, maybe? Just isn't right. See, just too much gap there. I'm gonna pause, come back. Alright, let's take a closer look at some of these other characters for now. So we got this lady here, nice long hair, some sort of suspender kind of pants going on, white sneakers, and she might be drinking a beverage, maybe? Or maybe she's touching her hair. Yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, she's got a little flower in her hair. How nice. Alright, so that's a pretty decent looking figure. We already saw that dude. And the dog we already saw. This girl is literally giving she's got gangster signs going on, right? I think. Like 2-1, Holmes, 2-1. But, or maybe not. Maybe she's touching her hair and her breast or something. Yeah, I don't know. But to me, it looks like she's got a gang sign. Okay. White sneakers, black pants, and just a white tank top, I guess. Alright, so not bad. This is definitely the most comical of the bunch, I think. With those hands. Alright, so the character now with the bicycle. So I ended up putting glue on his hand and then on the seat, of course, because the hand is positioning where he is on the bike. But here's the issue. This wheel isn't touching the ground. This wheel is like lifted off. See? So both of his feet and the bicycle rear tire are touching the ground because it's leaned back because the guy's made of metal in the bicycle, right? So the weight of his back is lifting up the front of the bike. So if you actually want the thing to be level, you would actually still have to, well, you can't. See, his feet are too long. Yeah, so I guess that's the best you can do, have him like that. He's like trying to do a little wheelie or something. So unfortunately, the bicycle is just a little bit too small, or the dude's legs are just a little bit too long for this to be realistic. Well, with the bike actually on the ground again. Alright, well anyways, I had to take it off that plastic chip because if I left it on, there would just be no way that his feet would bend the plastic chip, right? But it's nice that they at least attempted to do a lowrider bicycle. And then, I'm not sure if I'm really sold on the dog, but well, I guess the dog is alright too because he's smoking. Or that dog is... There's a name, I should say, for a female dog, but that thing is smoking. Okay, well, that is it for today's Lowrider number 3 set. I do like these American Diorama things. One of these days, if I ever move out of my apartment and actually get a freestanding house, I'm going to have to try to, designate a room to all these hobbies, and then I'll actually build a diorama for 1/64 scale, and then all these figures and other things will be in it. So that's the plan. Granted, that might be a long time from now. Okay, well, thank you for watching today, and definitely if you like figures and making dioramas, you should pick some of these figures up. They have a pretty extensive line of figures now. I don't get all of them, of course. I just like the lowrider ones because I like lowriders. They're cool. If you're curious, this is a green light. And this is a green light. This one has no opening panels, though. I like it. This is if you want to look it up online, 86 Caprice. So the 86 Caprice looks nice because no opening panels, no weird hood gaps. This is the Auto World Impala 66. That's the Ultra Red Chase. And then this is a Muscle Machines, but it's out of scale. It's a little bit too small. And this is a 57 Nomad, West Coast Choppers style. So, and this green light is just kind of horrible with the hood. Look at that thing. That is just a horrible hood gap. The worst one I've ever seen from the brand. And this is the Mijo Exclusive of a 1982. Yeah. So you might want to avoid this one. From the side, I think it looks fantastic, but from the front, the hood doesn't even close all the way, or it's just poorly designed. Look at the ridge of the hood. It's not flush with the grill. The grill is just not a good design. Oh well. Luckily, green lights aren't super expensive. Thank you for watching today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Lowrider Bicycle.